Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us another day of NFL Review and Preview. Got two new guests with us today. As always, I am Coach McCarthy. I have Lake Bastin with us today.
Hello.
Yep, that's Lake, man of a lot of words. And Miss Ashlee Hudson is going to be joining us today. First time on camera, I believe, for Ashlee, and this is Lake's second time. So we're still learning and growing and figuring things out. Today, folks, we're going to do a little bit of NFL review and a little preview for next week. We're going to try and add some more things to our show, maybe a news and maybe a little weather thing. One of them might be a weather person, but I don't know about all that. All right, so the first game we have on the docket that we're going to talk about was the Colts and the Patriots. Let me get my face out of the way. Nobody wants to see me. So Colts and the Patriots played over in Frankfurt, Germany. So 10-6. It was a pretty low-scoring game, huh?
Yeah.
Lots of words right there. So Mac Jones didn't have a great game. Ended up getting pulled for Bailey Zappi later in the game. Minshew Magic didn't have too bad of a game. Did you get a chance to check this one out, any, Lake? Or were you still
watch this one?
I think this one came on at like 9 o'clock in the morning for us. So not really a great game, folks. Just 10-6. Not a lot of offense. Great for defense. A lot of the teams have struggled going over to play overseas. Lake, you've traveled. What's that like traveling and then trying to play the game?
It's a lot different because it's not the environment that you're used to.
Yeah. Yep.
Pretty much.
There you go. Any experience with traveling and then having to do something after traveling, Ms. Hudson?
You're not prepared for it.
Yeah, you're not prepared. So definitely going overseas was a big part of it. So hopefully both teams can come back and put a few more points on the board next week. The second game that we're going to talk about was the Detroit Lions and the LA Chargers. This was a really high-scoring game, 41-38, finalized with a field goal at the end of the game in regulation. So there was 6 games in the NFL that ended with a field goal. So that was a great way to end the game for all those teams, unless you're on the losing end. Nobody ever likes to lose on the last play of the field goal. What we talk about the Lions with 7 wins. How about that? That's pretty good for the Lions, huh?
Yeah, the Lions are doing pretty good this season.
All right.
Lions are doing good. There was a couple seasons there in the early 2000s and late 90s. They didn't have 7 wins in 7 seasons. So that's a good thing for them that they're coming around. Goff had a really good game. Montgomery had some long runs there. Ms. Hudson, what do you think about his long run there?
That's good.
That was a good one. I think he had a touchdown on that one. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a lot of receptions. And what do you think about LA's leading receiver there, Ms. Hudson?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. 11 catches.
Yeah, that is good.
14 targets. So they were trying to feed him the ball a lot. What do you think there, Lake?
175 yards is pretty good.
Yep, 2 touchdowns. He had a good game. I'm looking for Quentin Johnson to have a good game maybe for the Chargers soon. He's a big kid, played at TCU. Amon-Ra St. Brown is always a great player for the Lions there with 8 receptions, 156 yards. Out of 9 targets, he didn't drop any. He dropped the 1 though, but 8 out of 9, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
The next game that we'll talk about, we had the Falcons and the Cardinals. So it was good to see that we had Kyler Murray back on the field for the Arizona Cardinals. He was able to do a lot of good things. Did throw an interception. Had a couple rushes and had a long rushing touchdown there, so that was a good play. And old Bijan Robinson's doing pretty well, don't you think?
Yeah. Wait, I don't see him. Yes.
How many yards did he have there?
95.
95 yards and took one for a touchdown. So I think he had a really good game. Desmond Ridder, the kid from USC, from UC, just has not been panning out real well for him. Heineke came in and had some good things. What do you think about Rookie of the Year? You think Bijan Robinson might be in the mix there?
I think he's in it, but I don't know if he'll get it.
Maybe C.J. Stroud. There's some other folks that are going to be in the mix. We'll talk about C.J. Stroud here in a little bit, and he had a great game as well.
Yes, he did.
Not taking anything away from the folks that we're looking at right now. In the battle of old Cleveland versus new Cleveland, we had the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Browns were able to pull this one out. I believe this game was decided by a field goal as well late in the game. Got a report from our NFL reporter Eli that Deshaun Watson is going to be out for the season, had a shoulder injury, and going to end up having surgery on that. I don't think that's going to be good for the Browns. What do you think about that?
Oh, they're losing a good player.
Yeah, they're losing their quarterback there. That's going to be hard for them to replace, you think, huh?
Yeah.
So Zay Flowers is doing really well for Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's always going to be a special talent.
Yeah, Lamar's been playing great.
He's always going to be there. He's always going to give you some good plays. Kareem Hunt, 10 carries for 32 yards. Not quite the Kareem Hunt that he used to be. As you see, Watson had some carries there on the offense as well. So that's going to be a hard person for them to try and replace. The next game we had was pretty much a blowout. Jacksonville Jaguars, unfortunately, only got 3 points. 49ers had a great defense. They did a good job of getting after the quarterback. How many sacks did they have there, Miss Hudson?
5.
5 sacks. All right, that's a big number for them. I think a big part of that might be from Bosa, and also they picked up Chase Young from the Commanders, so he had a good game for them. McCaffrey had a great 49ers leading receiver there was
George Kittle.
Yep, he hit a long touchdown there, 116 yards on a long of 66.
Yeah, George Kittle's an entertaining player to watch.
Yes, he is. He's got a heck of a hairdo going on. He's got a lot of fight to him, so we like that. The other game, we have the Tennessee Titans playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have the local UK product,
Will Lewis.
Le-
Levis.
Levis. Yeah, Levis had a great game last week. Unfortunately, this week just not quite the same for him. Those NFL defenses will catch up with you. Some things that really hurt him right there was that he got
4 sacks.
Yeah, those 4 sacks for 32 yards. That's really going to hurt him. Looking at what Tennessee was doing with running the ball, Derrick Henry, 11 carries for only 24 yards. That's not really good for Derrick Henry, huh?
No.
Normally, we're used to seeing some bigger numbers off of him and more yardage. But on the contrary, Baker Mayfield still going to win you some games. Still going to be in there. 278 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's not a bad line, huh?
No, that's not bad at all.
No, not bad. And Mike Evans with 10 targets and 6 receptions, so he had a really good day there for.
They definitely try to get the ball to him.
Oh yeah, 10 targets. He's going to get a lot of action, and as he should. He's a big man.
He is a big man.
He is a big dude that can
And
go
he's
up and get.
got some hands.
He got some hands. Maybe one of the ugly games that we had was going to be the Steelers and the Packers. We know we got our sideline reporter Eli Hansford. He's all about them Pittsburgh Steelers. They win games. It's not pretty, but 23-19. That's going to be a win. What do you think? Were you impressed with Kenny Pickett's line there, Miss Hudson? 14-23, 126. Not a bad day. We've seen better. Jordan Love did okay. Had a decent game, 289 yards, so he was good through the air. Just couldn't really get the ground game going there. Lake, what do you think?
Who, Green Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah, Green Bay. It doesn't look like they can move the ball that much.
No, they were
Running
really struggling. As you can see, Pickett only had 22 targets, so just not a good day for throwing the ball around. The next game we have, and for fans around here, we're local to the area, the Bengals and the Texans, and this was another game that was handled by a field goal at the end of the game. Miss Hudson, did you get a chance to check out the game any?
No, I didn't.
No, I had some other things going on Sunday. Mr. Bastin, I think we spoke earlier. You said you caught a little bit of it, but not a lot of it.
Yeah.
How about C.J. Stroud, man?
He has been throwing the ball great.
He's been tearing it up. He had a really good game, 356 yards and 1 touchdown, so those are some really good numbers for him to have. Singletary had a great game rushing the ball. Miss Hudson, how'd he do?
He did pretty good.
What do you have there?
He had 150 yards.
150 yards rushing. Yeah, he had a good game. And looks like Houston's leading receiver was,
Tank Dell.
but only had 6 catches, so they were really trying to feed him the ball a lot. But it looks like
Noah Brown.
had a really good game, with 7 receptions off of his 8 targets. As for the Bengals, we had
Jamar Chase.
he was great on yards.
He was.
And then Tyler Boyd with those 12 targets and 8 receptions. The one that really hurts the most was the one there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That had been the game-winning touchdown. Just didn't work out for him. Unfortunately, it's like that sometimes. The Washington Commanders and the Seattle Seahawks, 26-29. So this was a close game just the same. This was another game that was going to be handled by a field goal late in the game. Looking at Geno Smith, how'd he do there, Miss?
He had 31-47.
Yeah, and then how much did he go for?
369 yards.
Yeah, so he had a good day. 2 touchdowns, was able to find some guys. Tyler Lockett's, like we talked about, he's got the wheels to take the top off of any defense. And
Yeah.
DK Metcalf?
DK Metcalf, he was definitely moving very good.
Yep, 12 targets, so they're definitely trying to get him the ball. And he's a large individual.
He is,
So
and he's got some wheels.
He's definitely somebody you want to try and get the ball to. As for the Redskins, I think,
Brian Robinson Jr.
yeah, he seemed to have a good day. He had some carries out of the backfield and was able to catch a touchdown out of the backfield for
51.
51 yards and a touchdown. So that was his big play right there. Other than that, the Commanders were really kind of lacking on offense. As you can see, Howe had those 3 touchdowns, but just couldn't really seem to get anything going there at the end against the Seahawks. And in the ugly game of Sunday, the Giants only got 17 points with backup Tommy DeVito. That just was not his day to play. Dak Prescott, on the other hand,
He did pretty good.
Yeah.
He had 26.
404 yards and 4 touchdowns. He had a pretty good day. He had a pretty good day, so that was a good day for him. Looking at the Dallas receiving, what'd you think about their receivers there?
They don't have as many yards as I feel like they should.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it was kind of always going to those two dudes, and Brandon
Yeah.
Cooks and CeeDee Lamb. Those are two guys you definitely want to try and get the ball to. You look at CeeDee Lamb with 14 targets; they were definitely trying to get him the ball. As for the Giants, they just really couldn't get anything going. We look at Saquon Barkley, 13 carries, 66 yards, just not a good day for him. Unfortunately, we had another ugly game. The Raiders were able to get that victory, much needed victory, coming off the change of their head coach. The Jets only got 12 points off of Zach Wilson. He doesn't seem to be quite as comfortable as he should be. We look at Breece Hall, 13 carries, only 28 yards. Just wasn't a good day for him. The numbers that pop off to me is we look at receiving. It was kind of all coming down to two dudes. Well,
Which
Las
team?
Vegas had their star receiver, and New York kind of had their star receiver.
Oh, yeah.
So we talk about target. Devontae Adams, they tried to get him the ball 13 times, so 6 receptions, had a decent day. And then Garrett Wilson with 14 targets. So it was kind of like it was only those two dudes that were out there running routes. So good day for Josh Jacobs, though.
And Garrett Wilson, he did good.
Yep, he had a good day as well. The Monday night game, which was a good game, the Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos. Denver starts off strong, gets a turnover on the first play of the game, goes down and kicks a field goal. Buffalo gets the ball back, ends up throwing another interception on the way down on the next drive. So Josh Allen was there for a touchdown, but those 2 interceptions were very costly for him. Gabe Davis not quite having those big games that he should have had. Cortland Sutton had a great touchdown. Either one of you guys see that one?
I did not.
Pinned the toes in on the sideline. He had a great catch. Led the way there with 11 targets.
The Broncos have been playing great.
They have been playing great as of late. I'd be curious to see if they can finally get it figured out. Russell can definitely spin it and can make all the plays. Just got to get him comfortable in the system of what's going on. But Denver's defense has been playing outstanding. I believe they have 24 turnovers over the last few games and lead the NFL. So, and as Lake will probably attest to, those turnovers will help you win a lot of games.
100%.
That could be a big difference, that turnover battle. All right. Looking forward to next week. Talk about our picks and who we got. We'll all kind of take our turns. I'll start us off here with the big matchup tomorrow night. Cincinnati's going to have to travel up to Baltimore. If they could slow down Lamar Jackson, I think they're going to be okay. But if not, it could get ugly. So I'll take the hometown and root for the Bengals. What do you think there, Lake?
I want the Bengals to win, but I think it's going to be a close game. Baltimore's been playing pretty good. So
They have been playing very well. What do you think, Miss Hudson?
I hope the Bengals win.
There you go, pulling over the Bengals. Miss Hudson, you go ahead and take the next one. You'll start us on the next one there. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Who you liking in that matchup?
I've never been a Steelers fan.
There you go. I don't think you're allowed to root for Pittsburgh around here. There's a couple folks that do. I got to go with the Brownies on that one. They've been playing really well the last couple games. It's going to be interesting. They're going to be without their quarterback. As you said, Deshaun Watson is out. That Pittsburgh defense might show up. If they do, it's going to be ugly for old PJ. What do you think?
and Cleveland's offense is just getting picked apart by getting hurt. So I think that's going to hurt them.
Yeah, that Chubb going out early on, that really put a damper on the season.
I feel like Pittsburgh will probably win.
Okay.
Just that I feel like they have more solid players all around
All right.
that can move the ball better.
What do you think about that battle of the NFC North there? Chicago at Detroit.
I would say the Lions are probably going to win just because they've been playing pretty good and they just have been playing good, and that's
They have.
the
And
defense has been good too.
The Bears just haven't been playing very well. I believe they're without their quarterback as well, playing with the backup. And so, Ms. Hudson, what do you think? You got the Bears or the Lions? The zoo battle of the animals.
I think I'll go with Lake.
Gonna go with Lake on that one and the
yeah.
Lions. Okay. Just in from our sideline reporter, looks like Dorian Thompson-Robinson might be getting the start for the Cleveland Browns. Shout out to Eli Hansford with the information there. It's a 5th-round draft pick, so that'd be good for him. He had a really great career down there at UCLA. Our next matchup we're going to talk about, we got the Los Angeles Chargers and the Green Bay Packers. Ms. Hudson, we'll let you start us off on this one. What are you thinking there?
I'm thinking Green Bay.
Thinking Green Bay? Ooh, I don't know. That Charger offense is pretty stout. I think I might have to go with the Chargers on that one. What are you thinking, Lake?
I would agree with you. Green Bay hasn't really got much together this season, especially with everyone getting hurt. So.
Yeah, they've struggled a little bit there. All right, Lake, the next matchup there on the afternoon?
I'm gonna go with Miami. Miami, I feel like their offense has been moving pretty well, and I feel like their coaching's better than Las Vegas is. So
I'd probably agree with you on that one. What do you think? You
Yeah,
like the
I agree.
Dolphins? They've been putting up a lot of points on the board. Tua Tagovailoa has been spinning the ball all the way around the yard. The next matchup, and I don't think this is going to be a good one. Unfortunately, the Giants with their backup quarterback, the Washington Commanders just haven't really been sitting there. I think the Commanders might be able to pull that one out. What are you guys thinking about that one?
yeah, I think Washington's definitely been playing better all around as a team, and New York just hasn't had anything going. Just
No, they've been struggling down there. Carolina with Bryce Young, the number 1 overall pick, going to play the Cowboys down there. What do you think there, Ms. Hudson? The Cowboys or the Carolina Panthers?
I don't know. I haven't heard much about either one of them, honestly.
Yeah, we'll see. What do you think, Blake?
Dallas, I think, has an overall better offense
Yeah,
that can pick apart the Panthers' defense. So
I would
I'm gonna go with
probably
Dallas.
agree with that. I think Dallas's defense is going to give Bryce Young more than he can handle. It's going to be a bit of a challenge for him. The next game on our docket, we have Tennessee being led by former UK product Will Levis. Going to have to go down there to Jacksonville and play the Jaguars down there in Duval. What do you think about that? Do you think Levis has got the magic again, Lake?
I think he's probably gonna have a little more drive after coming off that loss. So I think they'll go in. Tennessee will win it.
Okay. What do you think, Ms. Hudson?
I agree. Tennessee.
Tennessee? Oh, hot hands on Tennessee. Well, let's see if the Titans can pull that one out. Be interesting to see if they can slow down Etienne and the Jacksonville offense. The next game, we have the man we've talked about a little bit in C.J. Stroud, quarterback for the Houston Texans, going to take on Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. This could be a high-scoring game with Murray coming back off injury. If they get that offense clicking, he's definitely an exciting person to watch. Who are you liking in that game, Mr. Lake?
I think the Texans are they're hot right now, and they're not slowing down.
Play the hot hand, huh? I like it. Ms. Hudson, what's
I
your
agree.
thoughts?
Houston's got it.
Play the hot hand. All right, I think I'll go on board with y'all. We'll go all in on the Houston Texans versus the Arizona Cardinals. The next game, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling out to San Francisco. I just don't know if Tampa Bay's offense is going to be able to keep up. We talked about San Francisco added those two, that dynamic pass rusher, picked up Chase Young, and they got Joey Bosa on the other side. I just don't know if Baker Mayfield's going to be able to handle all that. What's your thoughts there, Lake?
I think they're gonna probably target Kittle because I feel like Tampa's pretty weak in that area where he catches most of his balls. So
Okay. All right, Ms. Hudson, what do you think there
I don't know.
about?
I don't think I'm a fan of San Francisco.
No, you're going to go with the Tampa Bay
Yeah.
Buccaneers? All right, flying the Jolly Roger. She's going to fly it proud if they win. In the later game, we also have the New York Jets traveling to Buffalo to play the Buffalo Bills. I'm just not feeling real confident about that New York Jets offense. The defense looks pretty good, but I don't know if the offense is going to be able to do just a whole lot. What do you think, Ms. Hudson?
I haven't
Jets or
heard-
the Buffalo?
Honestly, I haven't heard much about New York this year.
Yeah?
They said they're not as good.
No, they are not. They definitely are not. You rooting for the Bills on this one?
Yeah.
Bills Mafia all day long. What do you think, Lake?
I think the Bills too. The Bills just have everyone's solid on their entire team compared to the Jets, which only have a few good players. It's not a strong offense or defense compared to like Buffalo has a strong offense and defense.
All right. The next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks going down to play at the LA Rams. Quarterback Matthew Stafford's been a little bit injured. They picked up Carson Wentz. So in years past, this might have been a high-scoring affair. So we'll kind of see. I think I'm going to pull for Seattle on that one. What do y'all think?
Yeah, Seattle.
Yeah, I'd agree with Seattle.
Yeah.
I feel like after last week's win, they're probably going to be pretty confident going in there.
All right, and then the Sunday night matchup is going to feature the Minnesota Vikings and Mr. Dobbs, who's been having a great couple games,
has.
and the Denver Broncos. And at Denver, so Denver's playing really hot. Minnesota's hot. This could actually be a top-notch game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Could be a good game. So the interesting thing about Mr. Dobbs, the quarterback for the Vikings, he has a part-time job. Either one of y'all know what his part-time side gig is? He works for NASA.
Really?
Oh, I did know that.
So that's a heck of a part-time gig.
Yeah,
you know,
that's-
I go do airplanes and I fly spaceships on my spare time. So the Monday night matchup going to be a review of the Super Bowl, a replay of the Super Bowl. Philadelphia Eagles are going to have to travel to Kansas City. So Kansas City is a loud place. It's hard to go play there at Arrowhead. But Philadelphia's been playing really, really well. Jalen Hurts has been doing great. I think it's going to be a good game. What are you liking in that one, Miss Hudson?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
I don't like
now?
Kansas City either.
Can't pull for my homies, huh?
Battle
No.
of the brothers there.
That's a battle of the Kelsey brothers. I'm sure. What is it? Chunky Soup is going to be all about that one. They better
Yeah.
be promoting that game a lot. Who are you liking in that one, Lake?
I'm gonna go with Philadelphia too. Kansas City, I do not like Patrick Mahomes.
I just feel like they're overrated.
I haven't been. Their offense just hasn't quite clicked.
Yeah.
On what it has been in previous years. You know, missing Hill. I know he's been gone there for 2 years, but the cheetah is a big part of that. Was a big part of that offense. He's hard to replace. So I think I'm going to have to go with Philly on that one as well, just from what they can do and that offense they can bring.
Yeah, they've been playing very solid.
So, folks, this is Coach McCarthy with my man Lake Bastin and Ms. Hudson coming to you about the NFL. Catch us next week for either NFL. Maybe we'll have a little news segment. We can do a little weather and talk about all that kind of stuff. Maybe we can do
We'll
some
try.
Vanna White, turn the numbers over, and all kind of good stuff.